Baku is a city of the most amazing contrasts. Ancient and modern, crazy and chill. I need 3 lives to take it all in. Take another look.
Guess I gotta get up on another one. I can make a grown man wanna run out my way. Whoa, whoa, what you say? Oh, whoa.
But it's the people who make it all come alive.
I look at these walls and I can see when they were brand new and the people who built them and what their lives were like, and it feels just like yesterday.
I can't keep up with Azerbaijan. It has so many challenges for me. Cliffs, desert, mud volcanoes, mountains, Caspian Sea. It just goes on and on.
Azerbaijan is a country that excites all senses. So many textures, tastes, sounds, scents. There's so much to explore, to take another look.
Azerbaijan, take another look. Azerbaijan, 5 very different artists take another look at the country in their own unique style.
Everywhere you look in Azerbaijan, there's another amazing view, another great character. It just never stops. You have to take another look, and then another.
Baku is a city of the most amazing contrasts. Ancient and modern, crazy and chill. I need 3 lives to take it all in. Take another look.
Guess I gotta get up on another one. I can make a grown man wanna run out my way. Whoa, whoa, what you say? Oh, whoa.
But it's the people who make it all come alive.
I look at these walls and I can see when they were brand new and the people who built them and what their lives were like, and it feels just like yesterday.
I can't keep up with Azerbaijan. It has so many challenges for me. Cliffs, desert, mud volcanoes, mountains, Caspian Sea. It just goes on and on.
Azerbaijan is a country that excites all senses. So many textures, tastes, sounds, scents. There's so much to explore, to take another look.
Azerbaijan, take another look. Azerbaijan, 5 very different artists take another look at the country in their own unique style.
Everywhere you look in Azerbaijan, there's another amazing view, another great character. It just never stops. You have to take another look, and then another.
Baku is a city of the most amazing contrasts. Ancient and modern, crazy and chill. I need 3 lives to take it all in. Take another look.
Guess I gotta get up on another one. I I can make a grown man wanna run out my way. Whoa, whoa, what you say? Oh, whoa.
But it's the people who make it all come alive.
I look at these walls and I can see when they were brand new and the people who built them and what their lives were like, and it feels just like yesterday.
I can't keep up with Azerbaijan. It has so many challenges for me. Cliffs, desert, mud volcanoes, mountains, Caspian Sea. It just goes on and on.
Azerbaijan is a country that excites all senses. So many textures, tastes, sounds, scents. There's so much to explore, to take another look.
Azerbaijan, take another look. Azerbaijan, 5 very different artists take another look at the country in their own unique style.
Everywhere you look in Azerbaijan, there's another amazing view, another great character. It just never stops. You have to take another look, and then another.
Baku is a city of the most amazing contrasts. Ancient and modern, crazy and chill. I need 3 lives to take it all in, to take another look.
Guess I gotta get up on another one. I can make a grown man wanna run out my way. Whoa, whoa, what you say? Oh, whoa.
But it's the people who make it all come alive.
I look at these walls and I can see when they were brand new and the people who built them and what their lives were like, and it feels just like yesterday.
I can't keep up with Azerbaijan. It has so many challenges for me. Cliffs, desert, mud volcanoes, mountains, Caspian Sea. It just goes on and on.
Azerbaijan is a country that excites all senses. So many textures, tastes, sounds, scents. There's so much to explore, to take another look.
Azerbaijan, take another look. Azerbaijan, 5 very different artists.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for your time this morning. Welcome to the impact of sustainability and technology on tourism, a discussion with industry leaders about how to promote travel destinations and support recovery in tourism using sustainable practices and the latest technology. Our esteemed panelists today are Florian Sengschmidt, the CEO of ATB, Azerbaijan Tourism Board, which aims to support the growth of the tourism industry and encourage visitors to explore the rich culture and ancient heritage. Muzammil Al-Hussein, Executive Vice President of Sira Group's Consumer Travel Strategic Business Unit and its flagship omni-channel travel brand Al Musafa. Mamoun Humaydan, the managing director of the massive travel booking platform Wego Middle East, successfully driving revenue and market growth in the Middle East, North Africa and India. And Mohammed Al-Reyes, Deputy Managing Director of Al-Reyes Travel and Shipping. And he is spearheading the strategic direction and growth of Al-Reyes Travel with the aim to make it a market leader in the UAE. Please, everyone, can I have a round of applause for our panelists today? Thank you, gentlemen, very much for your time today. First, I would like to ask each of you if you could give us a brief introduction to your businesses, starting, Florian, please, with you. If you could tell us about tourism in Azerbaijan today.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, partners, live here in the Sustainability Auditorium and watching us online from home. Great to be here again at Expo, an amazing territory, and it's our second event among a series of events during this duration of Expo. And it's great to discuss two topics, sustainability and technology, two hot topics popping up not only during the pandemic, but discussed a lot, how travel and tourism basically engages, how we apply sustainability, green, responsible tourism principles as a destination, and also on how technology impacts our future. Thank you also. Great to join a panel with such high-level co-panelists, and I'm happy to discuss and the way forward in these two directions.
Muzabel, can you tell us about your company, your product?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. Really excited to be here. It's great to be here at Expo with colleagues and friends. We are Sierra Group. Sierra Group is the largest travel and tourism company in the Middle East. We are publicly listed in Saudi Arabia, and we have a number of different businesses that over the past 5 years have helped to grow and develop regional travel and local travel in Saudi Arabia, including Al Musafir, which is our consumer travel brand, but also other businesses that promote tourism across the region. Fundamentally, over the past 5 years, we have enabled all these businesses by data and technology, and we're looking forward to talk about that today.
And Mamoon, can you tell us about Wego Middle East?
Well, good morning, first of all, and thank you very much for having me among our great partners and colleagues. Wego is a travel marketplace. So we are an aggregator, shopping platform. We are one of the largest online travel platform worldwide and in the region. We work with all airlines, we work with all hotel brands, plus all the online travel agencies such as Al Musafir and many other partners of ours. We allow users to shop and compare prices and offers out there in the market, and then we hand them off to continue the purchase. On top of that, we have also our own comprehensive offering in the marketplace.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Mohammed, tell us about Al-Reyes Travel.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. Al-Reyes Travel is one of the oldest travel agencies in the UAE, 1977. We are a one-stop solution. We help client in corporate, leisure, individuals, wholesale, retail. Recently, also we have soft launched our application and website. So we are also joining our colleagues in being an online. We are trying to be an aggressive and online company, not neglecting our retails and other businesses.
Thank you very much, everyone, for that introduction. There will be time at the end of our chat for people to ask questions. So for now, I will go back to our panel and then I'll come to you all at the end. So let's start with the impact of the pandemic. Get that one out of the way. How did that impact your destination?
It did impact a lot. Obviously, tourism was one of the hardest hit sectors, the same in Azerbaijan. let me get the good news. To the good news, Azerbaijan is open to 65 countries. One of the first countries Azerbaijan opened for was UAE, not only for citizens but also residents alike, and the same now for other GCC countries. So this is the good news. Obviously, it will take us a while to recover. But in the time we've been developing basically a 4-phase strategy, looking at developing the destination, the experiences in the destinations, the products on one hand, and at the same time starting domestic tourism, and step by step with regional openings, basically maneuvering out of the pandemic. And we see now that more countries to add, obviously under standardized travel protocols. That figures are picking up, and that's the good side.
Good. And what about you guys? Did you have any benefits from the pandemic? I hear a lot of business saying that it gave them time to reassess. Muzamil, how about you?
Yeah, so I mean, I think we had the 3 kind of major phases of the pandemic. The first phase was, I would call it chaos. It was basically managing a number of people, of our customers and partners who were traveling or in the middle of travel, had to cancel, had to get home. We used that as an opportunity first to prioritize all our resources on our customers. That was probably the first 2 months. Then we started pivoting. Being primarily Saudi, we pivoted quickly to domestic tourism. At the same time, we also looked at our systems and our processes, because previously we were scaling extremely fast, but we didn't have a time to step back. So what we did was we looked at all of our technology, all of our systems, all of our people, and took this opportunity. While the world stopped, I guess you could say we didn't stop. We continued to invest in our technology to fix some of our legacy processes and systems and prepare for scale. And now we're almost back in growth. So we actually we continue to launch new products and services. We continued our rollout of our omni-channel strategy and launching new platforms such as WhatsApp, opening a location in Kuwait. We launched just last week a new product around kind of alternative accommodation in Saudi to book guest houses, chalets for that. And we're seeing great traction in the bounce back of travel. We're actually now almost at 2019 levels already, and we see that growth happening again. So we're really excited. You can see how busy the region is again traveling, and we're happy to be part of that.
And what about at Wego? Is it the same? Panic, then pivot?
Well, yeah. So I would say the same at the very beginning. First, few weeks was a panic. 95% of business was gone, so it was quite crazy. I think for us, the first thing, we have around 10 offices around the world. We wanted to make sure that we keep everybody safe. Mm-hmm. That's A. B, yeah. We keep everybody in the company. So we didn't go like many others with chop half of the stuff and just go and do some. No, we decided to stay together. We invested on this team, and that was the number one thing. Now, on the bright side, or the positive side of things, I'd say we were a bit lucky being in this part of the world. I'm sure Muzamil agrees. So things started to open up faster than other markets. So Saudi domestic, as Muzamil mentioned, started 1st of June. So probably 3 months after the real tough period, we started to see a bit of business coming back. On the other positive side, I think we got a fantastic chance to put our heads together and relook our entire product roadmap at that point of time. And we kind of reshuffled everything, reprioritized stuff. We had time to think of alternatives and other ways. We figured out solutions for big questions being a meta search to solve, like a loyalty program, for example. So we always had that sort of challenge because we're not necessarily the merchant of record, so we don't know how to build something like that. Throughout the pandemic, based on many ideas, many trials we've done, we came out with another business within the business called ShopCash, which is a cash rewards platform. That we have it here now, connected with all the esteemed big e-commerce players. We get good traction on that. We're integrating it within Wego today, and we're turning it into a proper loyalty program where basically you get cash back on every purchase you do, and then you can use that to book your next trip or next travel or next hotel extra. So, yeah, I would say we benefited out of it more than actually we didn't. But yeah, definitely that's 2 months after the beginning of it.
Did you have a plan to diversify into retail with this, or was that
No,
was the pandemic a catalyst for it?
Well, no. I mean, the plan was there always to move from being a static meta search models or comparison handoff platform into a marketplace, basically, the Amazon style, as we call it. So you have products from everybody plus products from Amazon themselves. So we wanted always to do that. I think the pandemic kind of helped us fast track that completely, and we went out of the pandemic with a proper booking engine in place and having our offering within all our partners' offerings as well, and putting it in front of the consumers. So that was there, but I think, again, the time and the ability to fast track things was higher throughout the pandemic.
And Mohammed, what about at Al Rais? Did you have time to assess or develop after the panic had subsided somewhat?
Still, on March 2022-25, when Dubai Airport decided to close, this was really a big hit for the travel industry in the UAE. 3 months, the airport was closed, and we are a very retailed company. So we have around 25 outlets. We have big outlets, so much of staff. So it was really, really challenging to pass through the year. But being a family business and a local family business, we are not listed, we are not a public company. So we always, I believe that family businesses have their own way to manage this type of critical situation, which we managed it very, very well. Yes, it was challenging. Yes, a lot of losses, but this is everybody in the industry. And as you said, what made us during this pandemic, we worked on our mobile app, our online. Maybe my colleagues know if you start to build your own system, it takes longer time than buying a new system and just play and plug. So that's people always asking why Array is not yet online. From 3-4 years, I'm working on a system, and finally it's launched because we want to do it you cannot do it in a different way, but I can say unique way, little bit of our own touches on the system, which we're building it. And finally, the pandemic gave us that time and the effort to finish it on time or before time. So in the Arabian travel market, May, we have launched our mobile app and we have launched our website, soft launch, and probably by January we would go full-fledged with this. And maybe this is an opportunity to even partner with our colleagues here in Wego and other partners.
Good to hear that everybody has found some opportunity in what was otherwise an incredibly challenging situation. At the moment, COP26 is really pushing the tourism industry to build back greener. So I'd like to ask you all, what are the challenges in tourism to build back greener, and how do you actually action that? There's so much talk, but what is it that the industry needs to do? Florian?
Well, sustainable, green, responsible frameworks have been with us in the industry for many, many years. We discussed it a lot. Most of the time, I think we admit that it has been more empty phrases or basically on a communicative level, basically presenting the best food, the most green adventures and experiences. And but I think this during the pandemic, we also had the chance to refocus a bit and see what really sustainable green means, despite the fact that maybe people for the time being are looking for more space, for safer experiences, for more green experiences. If this trend is to stay, this is something to be discussed separately. I think for us in Azerbaijan, it meant sustainable green, to really look at that, what we have genuinely, what is unique, what is endemic, what is basically also this experience, basically what are the resources, both like tangible, intangible, what we can build on. And this is a lot. We found out there is a lot of natural resources, for example, mud volcanoes, unique hot springs, unique ice caves, and a lot more. There is burning fountains, burning mountains. So it's like all what the nature has to offer, you know. And this is part of it as much as it is the culture, the people, their lifestyle, the food, obviously. So all these basically genuine topics, I think this is for us how to build on sustainable and responsible tourism, because this addresses people in Azerbaijan first. This is not something artificially built on top. This is something genuinely, basically growing from what is there. And our task is now to bring that into experiences, into immersive experiences for tourists and guests to visit, to basically co-produce or co-experience with the locals, and to create good content and good basically communications around it, so that our partners have a good baseline and the good tools to promote Azerbaijan as a sustainable destination, which is famous for its unique and genuine experiences.
And so, talking about partners, Muzamil, what can SIRA do to promote sustainability or sustainable destinations?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely promoting sustainable destinations and partners with countries like Azerbaijan, but also what we've done just recently, about 2 months ago, we launched, we're building a sustainable, eco-friendly resort in Saudi, in the mountainous region of Al-Baha. This is a partnership with the municipality and the Tourism Development Fund of Saudi, where it's the first of its kind mountain resort in Saudi. Obviously, people often think of Saudi as either the desert or maybe the Red Sea or the religious sites, but actually there's a lot of nature and natural wonder there. And we selected this location on the kind of the mountainside. It's fully embedded into the mountains, built eco-friendly, so we're not tearing apart the nature. It's in a forest. We're continuing to develop tourism activities around the site that are linked with the nature. So we're also promoting ecotourism and sustainable tourism within the country as well, not only externally. And
Wego, does that have any plans to join the sustainability drive?
We do. So being a digital-only company, we always thought that we're on the eco-friendly side of things generally, but working with many destinations such as Azerbaijan and many other destinations that they care about providing more sustainable product. Yeah, we're building lots of dedicated content on that within our blogs, within our platforms, informing people on what's going on. But more interestingly, being a Singaporean company and having our headquarters in Singapore and having a seat in the Tourism Board of Singapore and the airport and the civil aviation generally, I think Singapore is kind of taking a step forward in terms of sustainability, and part of it is working with us and some other partners to kind of enable some technical platforms that will allow less paper documentation while traveling, including all the COVID new stuff. So instead of printing a PCR and printing a bunch of documents and papers that you need for every step throughout the trip, I think there's kind of a framework Singapore is trying to put where we are playing a very big role within that tech side of things. So hopefully it's going to be something to be launched in Q1 2022. So basically turning the whole travel experience to complete paperless. And the aim is to be something to roll out across Asia and then potentially take it forward. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if it goes with all the security related matters, with all the systems, with all the IATA regulatories, with all stuff, then probably we will be part of a bigger
it's definitely needed.
Sustainable kind of travel experience altogether.
Yeah, there's so much paperwork now. It would be
good
to streamline that. And Mohammed, are you finding that there's demand for ecotourism? You service a lot of Emirati travelers. As you said, you're the oldest travel agent in the region. Has it become a trend for the consumer, and is it something that Al Rayas is offering now?
See, to be honest, I can't say it's a trend that people are looking for an eco destination or an eco sustainability hotel, but what we do, we try to promote this type of hotel or destinations always on our list, and we keep it in the top recommended destinations or even hotels who are more sustainable and more eco hotels. Being a travel agency, there is not much a product that we can do, but we can promote the hotelier or the destination who have more of eco-friendly and sustainability. And then on the other hand, as my colleague mentioned, that we try to paperless the work. And you don't need to print hotel and print the tickets and print the other things, all digitalized. Although some people still feel that they need to hold something in their hand while they're going, but we try to minimize this as much as we can. So these 2 points actually, which we are on it already. And
so looking at paperless technology, is that something that Azerbaijan is on board with?
Absolutely, e-visa. I mean, like for travelers, the e-visa experience is on for years now. As fast in 3 hours, as quick as 3 hours, you can get your e-visa online on your phone, and basically that's all you need. For UAE residents and citizens, you do that at a terminal arriving basically at Baku International Airport. I think in all other spheres, like communicating as a tourism board with different stakeholders, like with industry colleagues, it is technology obviously has impacted and has also given us a push. We have launched Tourism Training and Certification Center, an online platform where we basically train and interact with local stakeholders. We've launched Azerbaijan 101, basically that's an e-learning platform for our international partners, travel agencies, trade media, to engage with live fam trips, immersive virtual tours, and some YouTube tutorials, etc. So I think to go further into conversion, also domestic tourism was kind of an abandoned kit for most tourism boards in the world, and we have adopted it and really focused during this past 1.5 years. We are launching a domestic tourism platform linked to also social systems, basically in Azerbaijan, so that Azerbaijanis discover the region and their own country. So I think, and obviously discussing with our global partners on how we can improve content, how we can create exciting content together. I think this is what will we continue working with influencers post-COVID or not? So there is a lot of there is a lot of changes also in terms of content generation and experiences for travelers. So these are just some topics, some fields.
And how do you guys recommend destinations use technology to increase tourism?
So I think what we do is it's a holistic approach. The first and foremost is creating the right content to promote a destination. So we work with our partners. Sometimes we even send our own film crew there with our local staff to showcase the destination. Once that content is created, is then significantly promoted through digital marketing channels. And also we have our retail locations across Saudi and Kuwait, which are fully digitally enabled. So it's a fully immersive experience. In some places we even have like 3D cameras now and virtual reality. So we integrate the technology into the experience, whether it's online or in a real location.
And Wego, you've had a great run of success partnering with countries recently. And can you tell us a little bit about how that business model works?
Well, it's a very important part of our business in general to work with tourism offices around the world. And the way we look at it is similar to what Muzammil said, with a little bit of differences. So, we rely on data a lot. We believe that data is a key metric to measure and to provide to any destination. And being sizable with like more than 20 million users across the region here, I think we can tell a story about each and every destination from travelers from Saudi or UAE or Kuwait. So those kind of information are always important to build the overall approach for the destination promotion campaign we do. The way we work around it is basically another holistic approach. So we do content, we do lots of social media activities, sometimes influencers, which we're kind of tweaking at the moment as well, to Florian's point. And we try to turn our own marketing messages into the destination and encourage people, give them reasons to shop the destination on our platforms, and then basically take all of that data that we collect and put it in a proper reporting model and share it with the tourism board. Normally, it will tell them how do they perform versus other competitive destinations, what sort of touch points that they would know about those travelers, sort of basket value, potential booking value, what did they book, where did they book, duration of stay, solos versus families, 5 stars versus 4 stars. This is all important from a tourism board perspective, and this is also crucial for us to know, how to segment our users, what sort of data calibers we can build about the users within our data management platforms, and how we can reactivate those users, and how we can create, for example, an Azerbaijan interested pool of travelers we know that within our platform across the region, and how we can get these people to get engaged again with the destination and give them more reasons to go again and again, and build upon that. So yeah, it's a very comprehensive model. We've been doing it for the past 5-6 years, getting better and better. We keep on learning, and we focus a lot on that part.
So you take the data of somebody who's run a search on Azerbaijan, and then they're interested, and then you'll feed more information to,
well, we do both. So
create pent-up desire?
Correct. So part of it is people who search to Azerbaijan, and part of it is people search to any competitive destination. And we tweak the content and the messages around the both interests, right? So, and we even see what sort of airlines they are traveling with, if there is a possibility to connect in Azerbaijan, or to find a way to send them, a message that will encourage them to do Azerbaijan. So it's very dynamic. It's extremely data techy sort of enabled model altogether. Lives, of course, on top of a static content, editorials, videos, extra. But yeah, I mean, the core of it is a bit more more digitized, data-driven approach, I would say.
But this is the best technology available today for digital marketing, I assume. This is leading the way.
Hopefully.
And Mohammed, you've launched your website. How has that impacted the business?
We just soft launched our website. We are fully launching it on January. It's the main purpose to have a new market share, not to change our share, because in the UAE still we see a potential of outlets and retail. We opened one retail 3 months back, and we are opening one next month. So some places, if you study the market and demographic, there are still some potential there. However, for our websites and mobile app will be to increase our market share and to enter to a different market. To be honest, our website and application was supposed to have a different name before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, since everything were downsizing, so we didn't want to downsize. So we decided to use the same name as araistravel.com or Arais Travel as an application. But in fact, all our branding and other material were for a different name to capture more of a new market. And then how we do market our destinations is that majority of our leisure travelers are from Emiratis. 70% and 30% are living expat here. We work very closely with many of the tourism boards in 80-20%. 80 is that we have the database, we know where the people like to go, so we try to sustain this marketing and awareness of these destinations. And another 20% we try to establish new destinations. One of our really good and big expert is that we know how to establish a destinations, which we did established a couple of destinations from Dubai to these destinations, which worked out very successfully. And even though we were one of the leaders or one of the beginners who we worked with Azerbaijan to start the destinations from the UAE. So our expert is to build or to promote new destinations and make it really well known or aware with the partner tourism board or tourism minister from that destinations. And from our old database, which we maintain and sustain the marketing awareness of a very existing and very much demand destinations.
And what are you finding that travellers are looking at in terms of where they're travelling to now? What are they looking at in terms of requirements, in terms of regulations? Are people happy to travel and take tests? Are people picking one destination over another because of the regulations?
As I told you, most of my clients are Emiratis. Emiratis travel 4 or 5 times a year. And yes, one of their major requirements, since all of them are vaccinated and half of them maybe got COVID, so they're looking for the easiest. They're looking for the easiest place. So for example, when it comes to Europe, they were trying to find the easiest way. Then from there, they can drive the car and go to the other because borders are open. So the first criteria was I'm not saying this is right, but it was this is what we've seen, the easiest restriction to go. Okay. I would always recommend to check the safest place with number, cases, and hospitals, but I didn't see that was the case. It's not the case.
People just want it easy.
Yeah, they want to just make it easy.
Yeah. How easy is it to get into Azerbaijan? What do we need to get in to see you there, Florian?
Considering today's world, I think it's fairly easy. You need to be vaccinated and you need to present a PCR test. It's about the safety of locals and travelers, which comes first. I think that is the principle Azerbaijan is following, also successfully following, for basically people working in the hospitality industry as well as malls, like they all need to be vaccinated. So it's about to create also a safe environment for locals and travelers alike. I think the more vaccines are rolling out and the more we get international standardized protocols, I think this is one of the key challenges. The more we will all get used to being vaccinated will be a standard, and the question then how the PCR test will be complementing this or not. I think we will have to see and wait for another few months to see basically a better rollout of the global vaccine program.
And which vaccinations are required? Are they all accepted, or are they
all accepted?
All
which
accepted?
are enlisted by WHO. So basically, there is no limitation.
And to talk about the product Azerbaijan, what is on offer at the moment on the ground? Is there restrictions in terms of mask wearing, number of people at tables, etc.? And have the tourism pillars shifted for you as a destination?
I think globally, for the time being, we business events, big conferences and congresses are the ones not happening. This is impacting city tourism and all the facilities and hotels in cities, while we see regional hotels booming. And what Azerbaijan is on, winter is on the rise. We had first snow in the mountains, so ski resorts are soon to open. Shahdah, only 2 hours north of Baku, gives a great opportunity to combine the city bus of Baku with nightclubs, bars, restaurants, all open and operating, obviously in a safe regime and environment with distances, masks, and so on, but gives a good opportunity to go a bit out and get to the mountains, try out a new mountain coaster of about 2 kilometers length. So that's one of the top mountain coasters for everyone who is up for excitement and not to ski, basically to roller coaster down the hills. There are new experiences, new hotels. So I think winter will show us, and So beauty of nature is always there to experience, and then we'll see how this shifts back to the bus in the city and getting big conferences, big events again started. So F1 happened. Also this year, an exciting city race. F1 is on the agenda also for next year. We hope with a lot of international spectators again in beginning of June.
And with regard to Sira and Al Masafa, what are the plans for the product at the moment? How are you intending to boost tourism?
I think it's a few main pillars, right? The first is we're continuing to innovate our products and services. As I said, we recently launched a new platform for alternative accommodation in Saudi. We continue to improve our variety of content and availability of pricing and flights and hotels. Continue to partner with tourism boards to promote content. And also, we have our own kind of safety platform to help people know what they need to do, where they need to go. We're launching new features. We launched reviews for hotels. So we're just continuing to innovate what the customers want. At the same time, we're not slowing down our expansion. We're expanding, continuing expanding Kuwait. We're continuing our retail footprint in Saudi. So we continue to see the growth, and most importantly, we're re-engaging our customers, right? So for a while, we couldn't have much to say, but now there's so much to talk about again, whether it's Expo, whether it's Riyadh season, new destinations opening up, new hotels, and that we're seeing excitement. So there's always a passion for travel that hasn't stopped, and we're seeing that come back.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the alternative accommodation
Sure.
that you've launched with Al Masafa?
Sure. In Saudi, even in UAE, in the region, it's quite a common culture to have, they call them chalets or starahas or guest houses, farms, camps, where people will go as a group, go as a family, go as some friends, rather than, let's say, renting a place or renting a villa to stay overnight. It's more about spend the evening outside, have a barbecue, have a pool, maybe if you have a family, some kids to play area, some events, and birthday parties, etc., where you get a chance to kind of really be at home but not at home. We've created a fully immersive 3D experience. We have over 1,000 properties already live on our platform in Riyadh and Jeddah, and we're adding other cities every day. So as Saudi, different seasons, Saudi have different places to go, whether they're farms or camps in the winter, rest houses. We're launched out across Saudi. We provided a property management platform for the owners, and most of these owners are individual, they're not companies, similar to kind of Airbnb. And each property we have sent a film crew to do a 3D experience, so you know what you're going to get. This is very offline business before, we're bringing it online.
Are we talking about huge places?
They're anywhere from, they can handle 10 people to 200.
Wow.
So they're quite large.
So it's like a really cool version of Airbnb.
I guess, yes.
And Wego, what is Wego promoting for the winter season?
Well, lots of work on the content side, of course. Lots of work on the enhancing the product again, adding more features. But on the promotional side of things, so continuing to partner with the tourism boards that we work with. Pretty much every tourism board, kind of trying to capture some sort of winter seasonal travel from the region. The incredible thing happening here is basically the whole travel momentum is kind of being built over the time, and the hesitation is kind of shrinking. Everybody has done a trip or two. At least people went back home, see their families, and they could see that, okay, there is something new, but it's not as complicated as they would think. And that word of mouth kind of spread quite nicely across Saudi and across UAE and Kuwait and the markets that we care about. And that kind of fast-tracked a lot of the recovery and the momentum and sentiment about travel in general. I think now it's time to go back and tell people what they can do, where they can go, how they can stay safe, where are destinations, what they are offering, what's new, and that's going to continue from now on. So we have like a huge pipeline of promotional partnerships that we need to cater for and focus on in the coming few months.
And for Al Ray's travel?
Yeah, we are expecting a good winter holidays. We think it will be one of the peak, even pre-pandemic times. And we are very, very much focusing on the skiing and the snow destination, not necessary for skiing, but people here mostly like to experience the snow. So most of our destinations from different level, from the very expensive till very affordable destinations, but most of our pages will be white with snow and cold.
And what about your pipeline for 2022, Mohammed? What's going to happen next year?
We still want to grow our portfolio. We hope that at that time our online will be established and we can be somewhere in the middle players. Maybe I didn't mention in the beginning, but we represent 20 airlines as a GSA, and this is something we are looking to grow very aggressively to work with. And we are working very closely now to establish new trends in the Latin America, working very closely with the Expo was a good chance for us to meet a lot of delegates coming from South, North America. We are meeting with them. We are trying to do something for 2022, 2023, for the next long term. So this is something we are trying to focus on because we see there is people would like to go, but they are fear. They don't know, they're not sure the distance. But distance is not always the problem because they travel to Australia, they go to New Zealand, they go to USA, but not a lot of them go to Brazil, Argentina, and these destinations. So we would like to little bit focus on these areas in the next 22, 23.
And what's in the pipeline for Wego in 2022, Mahmoud?
Well, the key thing for us is basically to get to 2019 level and build beyond that, right? So we're getting there. Hopefully, if we get a season at scale as we're expecting, all by end of this year, we're gonna go back to that mark.
So you think you'll get back to that profit level from 2019 in 2022? That's the projection, the target.
Well, yeah, at least business volume, regardless of profit or not. Actually, we're breaking even finally after like a few months of loss, which is great. We really changed made massive changes in terms of our marketing mix altogether. So that was one of the good learning stuff that we really took an axe on most of the marketing stuff, the traditional ones we used to do before, and we changed it completely. We're enabling more technical CRM, customer relationship management platforms in place, and we're seeing like we could do or we can do today like way much more smarter approaches from the marketing point of view than the static old style that everybody was doing. So I think we're going to build on that. So that saved us good money at the cost side. So fast-tracked our profitability or breaking even plan. But now, yeah, it's time to. I personally think that we're going to cross 2019 level, which was incredibly high, as everybody agrees here. Like biggest 3 year for the industry worldwide. I think we're going to cross that hopefully second half next year as an industry. Q3, Q4. Same time next year, hopefully we will say, okay, 19 was like this, and 2022 is this. Hopefully, but it all depends, of course, on the overall COVID situation worldwide, the overall measurement. The good thing that vaccination is going at scale at the moment, I think worldwide, and yeah, we just need to keep our heads down, focused, and hoping and aiming that it's gonna work towards our benefits altogether.
And for Al Mustafa, what's in the pipeline for 2022?
I think it's quite similar. So I mean, as I said, we actually are almost at 2019 levels already, which is quite good.
In terms of business volume?
Correct. Especially in Saudi and Kuwait. UAE is still not recovering as much, given that the Indian corridor is still not fully open, with a significant population being from the subcontinent. At the same time, we are looking at other opportunities in geographic expansion, maybe Qatar and Bahrain. Mm-hmm. We're looking at other products and services. So obviously a very hot space in the e-commerce space right now is like fintech. We're looking into what we can do there, given our volumes and our scale. How can we tap into that market, provide kind of things like the buy now, pay later, all that kind of stuff is all linked to spending, and how can we be part of that? And also we're continuing to invest in tourism. both physically as a company from our assets, a Sierra Group, but then within Al Musafir to promote domestic tourism, to promote regional tourism. We have a great partnership with the Expo to promote Expo to Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. We're launching more with other tourism boards. So for us, we use the opportunity as to kind of, let's say, reset, but we're continuing the growth, and we expect next year to exceed 2019 levels.
Excellent. And finally, Florian, can you tell us what we can expect from Azerbaijan in 2022? Will there be any infrastructure changes or any new announcements that you can share with us?
Well, first of all, we are looking forward to reconnect with our markets, with our established markets, and reconnect physically also with new markets. This is mainly on air connections, air connectivity, which we see in the past months, like again recovering and re-establishing routes. This is key. Secondly, to re-engage with our partners globally, with travel trade and consumers all around the world, to basically tell them what experiences Azerbaijan has to offer. And in terms of news, absolutely, there is a lot of news in infrastructure, new hotels. Even in Baku, we had several hotels opening during the past months. There is a new courtyard. There is a new interconti. The Ritz is opening its doors next year. So, and very important for Azerbaijan also, to Karabakh region is a huge infrastructure investment and development. Recently, Fisuri Airport, International Airport, opened its doors, so it's welcoming its first passenger flights. So I think with the new region also of Karabakh, there is extraordinary potential. It is an amazing territory, full of cultural and natural heritage, and a lot to expect, a lot of new experiences to be expected to be established here.
Well, I look forward to getting back to Azerbaijan soon. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for anyone on our panel today? Yes, over here, a lady in the black jacket.
Food is one of the important reasons that people travel to Azerbaijan. I hope you heard the first part of the question. So that's for you. And for Muzammil, Mamoon, and Mohammed Al-Rais. Yeah, I'm just memorizing the names, sorry. Before I can travel with my Bitcoins, I was always wondering what to do with them. So 2022, hopefully traveling with the Bitcoins. The question for you is, what is the duration of stay do you experience from your customers for Azerbaijan specifically? Duration of stay, convenience of getting there, what kind of itineraries? The mud volcanoes or the food or Sheki? So that's the question. That's just the question, so sorry.
So first question to Florian.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Arc of...
Thank you. She is Arc of Taste. Slow Food is an international NGO based in Italy, known all around the world for standing for good, clean, and fair food. This also has to do with good quality food, clean and fair, both for the producer and for the consumer. And within the framework of Slow Food, we have been joining the network of Slow Food Travel. During the past year, we have establishing the northwestern region around Sheki, which is bordering towards Georgia, into a slow food travel destination. What does that mean? We have basically included producers of dairy products, corn, people who have extraordinary skills in farming and culinary delights into a program, so that once you travel to the region, you can become a co-producer, join these activities, workshops, food tastings, so this is all around this Arc of Days to introduce not only the good food in terms of restaurants, what Azerbaijan is famous for, but also see with the producers how this food is produced and engage in this process. And this is one of the pillars also for us to, in this sustainable, green and responsible tourism initiative.
Thank you.
And your second question to Muzammil?
They can answer the way they like, but the question is duration of stay, type of itinerary, and what do they like to do? Are you seeing any interest in Azerbaijan?
So definitely we have interest in Azerbaijan from our side. Obviously, for 21, since it has just recently reopened, so it's probably a bit early to give full insights. But for 2019, primarily it's 5-star, 4 or 5-star hotel stays for 4 to 5 nights, with some excursions and activities around either to the mountains or in the city. But primarily it's not a long trip, given that it's quite close regionally. The flight's only 2.5 to 3 hours. So that really, people are going for the long weekend or taking a day on Thursday and Sunday. A lot of time in Baku, as expected, and a lot of time in the upper 4 and 5-star properties.
Does that cover your question? Any other questions from anyone today? Any questions? Okay, we are concluding. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. Florian, Muzammil, Mamoon, and Mohammed. If we can have a round of applause for our panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.